quick run through of the important points. Who knows number one?
And suspended.
That's correct. Who knows number two?
Just
Shoulders.
concave.
Chest. And
So head suspended, closed chest, lift back. Number three,
Loosen the waist.
that's correct. Loosen the waist. Number four,
Substantial,
Substantial,
insubstantial.
insubstantial.
on fire, substantial versus insubstantial. I know, it's good, I love it. Number five,
Shoulders.
shoulders and elbows.
And elbows.
Number six,
Mind, not strength.
mind not strength. Number seven,
Ah, you got me there. Don't tell me.
Inward, outward.
No,
That's
that's
eight.
That's eight.
you're so close though. What comes, to me they go together.
Mind, not strength. Come on.
Pressure's on.
Yes, it is.
Upper follows lower.
Yeah, oh, it's
Upper
my
thigh.
favorite.
Upper follows lower is seven, and then eight is,
Eight is
Inside, outside.
Inside,
so
outside.
here we are at number nine. They start getting more and more and more esoteric as you
Very.
get towards the end.
Very.
So this is connected without interruption. A hard one when you are learning Tai Chi because there are so many stops, so many, and they're really hard to take out. But hopefully hearing about this will help inspire the want to try to find places where you're stopping. So connected without interruption. Commentary. In the again, he's gonna throw it under the bus. Like, external, it's just, it's like Tai Chi is so gentle. Why are you gonna throw shade at other disciplines? But it's doing it a little bit. In the external systems, there is the postnatal kind of localized Jing, like force. Therefore, there is a beginning and an end. They throw a punch, there's throw the punch, and my punch is finished. Continuous sections are broken sections. When the old strength is broken and the new strength hasn't been born yet, at this time it's easy for others to take advantage. In Tai Chi Chuan, one uses mind and does not use strength from the beginning to the end. The form is continuous without interruption, circulating or cycling indefinitely. As the original treatise says, like a long river and immense sea, continuous without end. It is also said that delivering Jin is like pulling a thread of silk from a cocoon. This all means moving continuously as one Jin. So the short version of that is, even when you're in between techniques in Tai Chi, you're not soft. You are soft. They're not rigid, but there's no opening. So what they're trying to say is in traditional or more external style, I throw a punch, but when I'm here before I do my next thing, I'm not doing anything. So there's an opening there for counterattack is what the idea is. With Tai Chi, let's take our brush knee push sequence. Brush knee push is this, but all the way from here, I am involved in that movement. I'm not ever not engaged. I'm engaged quietly and softly and neutrally without tension, but I'm not like, there's a difference in quality to it. So that's what this is about. That's why Tai Chi is powerful, is because there's no in. And it takes a lot of time to cultivate it because in order to not have any in, you have to have your head suspended and your chest bent, your balance and your stepping and your footing and your root and all of those things that are really challenging and take time to learn. But the end result is that there's no in. So it's obviously it's a defensive art form if you have to use it. There's no attack in Tai Chi. It's not an attack, but it's got components built into it so that it's. I describe Tai Chi as like if it's used against you, it feels like you've hit a bounce house. You're like, boonk. I mean, there's no in, and continuous without interruption is one of the main ways that creates that defense. In theory, does that make sense? Like,
Yes, ma'am.
in execution, I know it's a whole different universe. I get it.
Since we learned with the stops all along.
Exactly. So, as he said, we learn with the stops all along. So, try watching one of the instructors. I know you watch us, but watch with a different eye. That even if we are saying it slowly, we're not necessarily stopping. We've slowed down as we wait to call that next move, but we haven't completely stopped. And so it's an invitation to find ways that you can find, identify, and smooth out your stops. So, let's do the first section. I don't care about where your hands or your feet go. I don't care about if your waist is loose. I mean, I care, but it's just, it's too much. So think nothing but trying not to completely stop. You will probably find that this wants to speed you up, because one of the beginner ways of slowing your form down is stopping. So when you take those stops out, oh my gosh, it's so fast. So just take that with some patience if you find that happens to you. Try to follow my pace, and if it's uncomfortable, just, you know, relax, let it go, don't beat yourself up. So continuous without interruption. Alrighty? And no names, just follow along. Begin.
Ooh, that's hard.
You said it was hard. Was it hard for you watching at home? Was it hard? It was a hard one for me too. Any other comments about how that felt?
I might have missed something there, but I'm not sure. I think I did it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that happens a lot. He said he might have forgotten something, but he's not 100% sure that he forgot something, and that happens to me. And that was part of my lesson with inside-outside coordinated, is that I'm not coordinated because I was somewhere else on the inside versus where I was on the outside. So, and normal, just, I think I did that. Not real sure if I did. Anything else?
My speed changed a bit.
Hmm.
I was kind of slow, and then all of a sudden and then I had to stop and think,
Yeah.
wait.
So she said her speed changed. And one of the helpful tips that I was reminded of, kind of watching everybody out of the corner of my eye, one of the ways you can help slow down is to slow down your steps. Because what will happen sometimes is you'll be nice and slow here, and then you'll just take a step like you're walking, And that throws off that makes you speed up because you've shifted, oh, I gotta catch up with where my feet are. So one of the lessons is to learn to, you know, be slow even with, you know, with the steps that you're taking. But that was a big one for me, is I found that I was stepping, like, everything else is slow, and then like, pook, and then I, pook, and so that will affect your ability to move continuously or change your pace. So good observation.
It's a good thing to work on. Homework.
Guilty, guilty.
Guilt. He said guilty. There's no guilt here. It's just, you know, people have been training this for hundreds of years. Chances are someone has done the exact same thing that you're doing. You know, so take great comfort in that. You are not alone. It's like, I can't do that. You know, most people couldn't. You just have to keep working at it. And you know, you'll hear me say keep a playful attitude about it versus because it's so easy to get cranky about it not going the way you want it to. So we're just at time, but let's go ahead and do that first section one more time. And begin. Last piece that I want to share, because it'll be unfair if I didn't. When you think of stopping, think of a pendulum. You know, there is that micro minute where it stops before it, but it doesn't stop. It doesn't just poof, hang out there. So that's the kind of stop in Tai Chi. There's a time that my hands and my feet may stop. My center is not stopping. So that's a further layer to that onion, because invariably, like, Ms. Durkin, but what are you talking about? Sometimes my hands do stop. Yeah, they do for that split second, like a pendulum. But your center is probably, you know, on its way to the next move. So again, between stepping slowly, think of that pendulum, and think about the continuous uninterruption being your center. That'll make more sense as you practice these moves or when those questions come out. that's not right, because this is happening. I know, he went, my job, exploding synapses, one class at a time. But again, this is black sash training. This is giving you, at an earlier phase, the material that will help you succeed in your Tai Chi goals. This is advanced concept, so don't feel obligated to like, I should nail that. Yeah, I'm still working on it. So, happy to share it with you, hope it's helpful. And with that, let's bow out of black sash training, do our life skill, dragon. The path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. A creative spirit has no self-doubt. The path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. A creative spirit has no self-doubt. Path of self-mastery requires a creative spirit. Creative spirit has no self-doubt. I love when she thinks spirit is her name. It's not. It's not.
I wonder what that was.
That was my watch. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I'm not talking to you, watch.
Head Instructor?
Bound to intermediate and beginner